Hello everyone, and welcome back to Artful Holidays, 12 Days of Festive Fun. Today I have a fun little PDF for you, holiday color palettes, and I thought that we would do one of these color palettes paintings today. So these are color palettes that I created, and I've put them in a PDF for you. And this is, I have a cheap printer, so it's not like this is even a good print, and they're still pretty decent to kind of match up. You could print these on nicer paper and cut these out and have a little set of palette cards for yourself if you wanted to. I did make them a nice quality. So fresh hues for festive creativity, inspiring holiday color palettes for your seasonal art projects. So while I'm not going to necessarily be doing a Christmas painting, I did think it was really fun to just be inspired by the season and pull together some lovely color palettes for you guys to be playing in and experimenting in. And there's several here for you to get. I love this one. Look how pretty that is. So I thought that would be fun to share with you guys, and then we could paint some inspired by these color palettes and then a little information at the back. So I took a glance at them and just picked this one, and I think what I'm going to do is paint with the watercolor and then acrylic paint and stencils on top of that, and mark making, which gets right into how I like to have fun with painting. So definitely going to be a good paint day. So I've pulled out some colors, kind of debating on my choices now that I'm looking at it. I guess this one's closer. So this is the Kuretake Art Nouveau set, and I did pull one out of the 48-piece set, this last one here. So I've pulled out 18 Pale Pink, 301 Old Mauve, 402 Mars Yellow, which may not be orange, but it looks good. It's close enough. 403 Venetian Red, and then this is kind of like a black. This is not black. This is 139 Cobalt Violet. So I'm thinking like a purpley shade, which I think really kind of matches in there. So it's probably not going to be the right color, but we could always mark make on top of black. I could have pulled black, but I wanted to try something different. So that's the color palette. I'm going to wet those and we will paint our paper. And I'll set this to the side. So this PDF that I made for you guys, and I made these myself in Photoshop, so all of these have never been anywhere before. They are just for you guys in this festive holiday series. So I'm going to set these over to the side. I'm going to wet these down. Ooh, I feel like that's going to be purple, but it is what it is. So my thing with color palettes is I do strive to get close. I do not strive to be exact, because I like taking away for myself. The hardest part of the project sometimes is, the hardest part is looking at a blank page and thinking, well, where do I even start? So here's where I start picking out colors and narrowing down right up front the materials that I'm going to use. And that takes a whole lot of stress and pressure off of me to start the project and get going. So even though I have picked colors that are close, they do not have to be exact. I don't want you to get hung up on, I don't have this color, or I don't have exactly what you're using. That is not the purpose of using a color palette for me. It's to point me in a direction and get me unstuck right from the beginning. But I don't take it as an exact, like it doesn't have to be exact. It's a challenge for me to get close, find a direction, and get started. And that's how I treat these. They're not meant for me to be exactly perfect. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking I want to do that, some of those abstracts that I've been working on in the art journal. And so I think I'm going to use This is a Robert Hayes 3/4 inch 1 stroke. I think I'm going to use a big flat brush because then I can really get interesting with it. It may not hold enough water. Maybe I want a different one. I don't know. Let's just try it out. This is a rarely used brush. Let's just go ahead. Oh, I meant to tell you the paper I was working with. I am on the Hannah cold press watercolor paper. That's a pad that's fallen apart because I have used the back part of that pad for a book cover because it's nice and stiff. It's like a book board. Alright, so I'm just going to work it. And I often have people ask, why do I hold a brush this way? You know, usually when you hold a brush, you hold it like a pencil. And I know this. I choose purposely not to. You hold it like a pencil, and to me this is and further back is less controllable, right up front is more controllable, and you hold it loose. To me this is very, what is the right word? It's stifling. It stifles the abstract want in me, and so I purposely hold it from the side, and I'm not scrubbing it from like the whole side. It's tilted, and you may not be able to see that here on the camera, but it is tilted, so I'm painting with the tip part of it, just not the regular tip part of it that I'm going to get holding it like a pencil. Like I can't get to the side and get what I want holding it like this. So I choose to lessen my control of the brush that I'm holding by holding it far back, usually not near the front, and holding it like this, painting from a side position there. And for me it allows less control, which for abstract to me that's more interesting because I'm all about, let's see where we can get with this piece rather than controlling all the elements. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I do that a lot. Like, let's see where we go today. I don't have a specific thing in mind. I've let go of those expectations and just seeing like, where are we going to get? Okay, this is a weird color. Not what I expected. And you know, painting in this way where you let go of those expectations lends you to creatively problem solve as you get to, okay, this is definitely purple. I'm scared. Maybe I picked the wrong color. Oh, that might not be a good color. But we're gonna go with it. It's what I pulled out. Go ahead and put it in more than one place so that it wasn't a mistake. It just was what you meant to do. What a crazy color. But yes, I find way more enjoyment now with the surprise element of the way that I paint and the abstract art that I create, because I'm like, where are we gonna go? It's like opening a present, and that's, you know, I love opening like my monthly sketch boxes and those monthly goodies that I do, and I like the surprise element, and so I've worked that surprise element into my art making, and I love it. Alright, so now it's a tiny bit crazy. Oh my gosh. So, whoa. And you know, one of my favorite things to do? Work with a color palette you never would have considered. I think we've checked that one off. So, how did we do with those colors versus our color palette? I would say that I definitely picked something that was not in the color palette. But we're gonna ride this wave. We're gonna let this dry a little bit, and I'm gonna pull out some stencils, and we are gonna stencil and mark make on top of this. So we're gonna ride the crazy color wave today because this is a tiny bit crazy. See you guys in a minute. Okay, I was gonna do one thing. I was going to do maybe some marks, maybe some swirly stencil in pink with gold on top. And then I remembered one of the designs I did in the big journal where we used this Ancient Wall by Joggles, which was our favorite stencil. I think that's actually the name of it too. Let's see. Yeah, Ancient Ruins by Joggles. I love Joggles. And thinking that maybe a flower one. Let's whip out a flower one. Totally not even where I was going to go today. I kind of was going to maybe use this one, which is in the wrong package because this is brush mark. This is some kind of scroll, so I don't even know what that is anymore. But I was going to maybe play with those by Tim Holtz, and now I have changed my mind. What if we do the ancient wall on top of what we got going on there, and then big flowers? I'm feeling that. Not where I was going to go. Definitely different. I've got some paint out. I've just put out some Blick matte paints in blue, red light, orange deep. I picked a purple because we got purple in here, so I did definitely veer off of our color palette, and I don't even hate it. So I'm going to actually put a tiny bit more paint out because now that I've decided to do this, I feel like I need it. So I'm going to use a sponge. I'm going to go with the orange because mixed in with white gesso, which is basically acrylic paint, white paint with, you know, grit in it so we can draw on top of it. But I definitely kind of feel like, and I just kind of scrub this in, I just want it multicolored on top of what we've already done, giving us the implication of, say, a wall looking in on a garden maybe. And these little flowers are coming out of our garden. And that's just where the mood all of a sudden struck and take me. Just ride those waves of inspiration. Don't get hung up on any specific idea and then get stuck. Change when the idea hits you. Okay, is that where I want it? Let's hold this down really tight. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, I don't know if I love it, but it is very interesting. We're still going to go with it. We're just going to get something crazy today. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I kind of want, ooh, yeah. I'm going to use Princeton Neptune, this oval wash brush out of my little Princeton Neptune set, because I love that set. Let me just dip that in the water, and then I'm going to just dip this brush in the multiple colors. Even though my brush is wet, I gotta let it dry out a little bit, I think. And then I'm gonna make some flowers, like just by twirling my brush around with the different colors, so I get the contrast and the colors kind of doing their thing. And if I end up with a blob that looks kind of then I know it doesn't have enough contrast, so the colors mixed too much. All right, so where do we want all the roses? Let's think about this. I kind of want one there. Maybe one there, just kind of thinking. I might need some more gesso out. Man. It's all about the contrast. I don't want to over mix my colors. I have too much paint in my brush. Let's get a little of that paint back off. Whoa, look at these. kind of need a green to give me some leaves, so I'm just going to pick a green. And this is teal green. And I'm going to still use some of the paint that's in my brush to really make that green match in with the color palette I'm using, so it's not going to stay the color that it is necessarily. And that's a way to really get stuff blend in that wasn't blending before. And then I'm going to put some, and I still want the contrast of color, so I'm still not mixing it into like one color. I like that way that the color kind of blends off rather than it being exactly one shade. So that's kind of fun there. I do feel like I need it to now have some other mark making and fun marks on it, and I kind of need to let that dry a little bit to do that. So I'll be right back after that dries a little bit. Okay, it's drier. I wouldn't say it's exactly dry, but I was kind of thinking, what if we did some mark making on top? Just kind of adding to what we've already got going on here. And if I don't move this paint out of my way, I will definitely make a big mess with the paint. But I'm kind of feeling like maybe we could take some Posca pen. I got a blank paper here if I want to get them started, but maybe some extra marks in here could be fun. As you get closer, then you would see the little bit of extra mark making, just playing and having a little bit of fun there. Some of that paint is still wet, but that's okay. It was real thick, it didn't dry yet. Sometimes I get impatient. I know you know. You do too. I know you feel that. Didn't quite mean to go over that leaf there. That's okay. This is some kind of salmon-y color from the Posca. I'm not trying to paint the tip with the paint. I should have waited longer, but got more stuff I want to do today. In addition to playing with this one, I got some other things I want to play with. Alright, let's pick a green. Let's add some, I don't know, is that too much? That might be the wrong color. Well, maybe not. Ooh, yeah, that was way too much. Now I've done it though, I hate to not. Wonder if, alright, we're gonna experiment here. Wonder if we take a little bit of water. Look at that, we can spread it around. It is acrylic paint, keep that in mind. Alright, totally fixed. Oh my gosh. I was really about to be kind of sad there, but look at that. It's acrylic paint. It can be moved around. And let's just move that around to the other ones. Oh, good job! Saving that one. Because, man, I was about to be very sad. Alright, so fun. If you've never tried to move the Poscas around again, look at there, you can. And you haven't completely ruined a piece when you've put it where you didn't intend. Or where you intended and it was the wrong color. There we go. I like that. Okay. Alright, good save. Good save. I like the total experimentation that we do here on the channel because, okay, now I'm going to just play with some oil pastels maybe because I like them. And I know they will get me some fun lines and pattern. These are the Mungyos. This will definitely be one of those that from further back it's going to look like flowers, but from close up it's going to have a lot of texture. Oh, let's do that. I like that. What about this kind of orange? Oh, yes, I like it. So another way to do the flowers that I have been playing with there in my big media journal, my big art journal. Because some of those flower pages have turned into my very absolute favorite. Like fave. Like it makes me want to play with more flowers again. Like I photograph flowers, but I don't do a whole lot of flower work in my painting and stuff. Okay, what else do I want? Feeling like, I don't know that this little corner matches, but it kind of is what it is. I feel like maybe I need something else. What do we need? We need some marks maybe. I don't know. Are we there? We could be there. I mean, it could be there. Maybe some of this purple. Oh, maybe the leaves need a little bit of some mark making. I don't know. They're cool. These are cool. Ooh, let's do this. Of course, that's a crazy bright color compared to that, isn't it? That's not going to blend in like the like the Posca that we did. Sorry, let's do it on all of them so it's not a mistake. Okay, I like it. Yeah. Okay, it's still a good choice. Now that we've got it on there. All right, what are we feeling? Are we feeling some gold? I feel dots. I feel like dots are in my future. How about some dots? Because dots, these look a little, this is a Posca white. Dots are like baby's breath. They give you a little extra. Make sure I got that good and started, and then we'll put some little dots in here, and then I feel like we'll basically be there. You can hardly see the ancient stone wall that I put in there. I've basically painted on top of it, didn't I? There's a little bit of it, but I've done a good job of sinking that back into the background. Okay, I like that. Kind of feel like it needs something over here. What does it need? Or maybe it doesn't need anything and we're there. I feel like we're there. I think I might, let's just peel the tape and even see what we got, because sometimes that just reveals it for us. If nothing else, you can use this as a collage element or stick it in to your journal. I do love peeling tape though, because it really lets you see the piece and then you can decide, does it need something else? Are we there for today? It's fun to just play and experiment, and you can never go wrong with some abstract wonky flowers. And I love to cut stuff up, so this could be like, would I cut this up into something else? Like I can definitely see, you know, pieces of this being cut into something else. But actually, now that I've peeled the tape, I'm kind of digging that. It's different, a little different than where I've gone before with the flowers. I like the extra mark making with the paint pen and the pastel on top. That was cool. Here is the color palette that we were inspired by. We kind of stuck to it. We veered a little bit. But I hope you have fun playing with the color palettes that I created just for you. If you print these on nice paper, and you could then cut those out and have them as a stack to use whenever you want. So grab your download in the description. Super fun painting with you today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you.